Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nabila Amalia, NIM 2024-001-0043. I'm from class DS24I. In this video, I will discuss a report on the democratic in the Netherlands to fulfill the civic education project achievement. First is introduction of Netherlands. The Netherlands is a country in Western Europe known for its constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy. The capital of the Netherlands is Amsterdam, while The Hague is the center of government. The Netherlands has a government structure consisting of three branches: executive, legislative, and judicial, with the monarch as the symbolic head of state and the cabinet led by the prime minister as the head of the government. History of democracy in the Netherlands. First, the beginning of democracy in Netherlands, 16th century, the struggle against Spanish domination under King Philip II, dissatisfaction with high tax and oppression of Protestantism, the 80 Years' War from 1568 until 1648 as the peak of the rebellions, adoption of the Plakat van Verlating, 1581, a declaration of independence emphasizing popular sovereignty. Second, Republic of Batavia, transformation into the Batavian Republic with French support, establishment of the first constitution in 1798, introduction centralized government, abolition of feudal privilege, although it remained under French influence. The third is the Kingdom of the Netherlands and the constitutional reform of 1848. The Kingdom of the Netherlands was established in 1815 after the defeat of Napoleon, introduction of a constitutional monarchy, but the king's power was still dominant. The new constitution of 1848 limited the king's power and introduced parliamentary democracy. Fourth, expansion of voting rights and inclusive democracy. Late 19th to early 20th century, expansion of voting rights. The 1887 constitutional reform expanded voting rights to more adult men. The Pact of Pacification, 1917, introduced universal suffrage for men. Women gained full voting rights in 1919 after the struggle of the feminist movement. Consociational system, development of a consociational system that represented various social groups in government, create political stability despite an ideologically fragmented society. Next is the government system in the Netherlands. The government system in Netherlands is parliamentary constitutional monarchy, combines elements of both parliamentary democracy and constitutional monarchy. The king or queen is the head of state. The prime minister is the head of government. The next is general election in the Netherlands. Elections in the Netherlands are held for different levels of government, including the European Union, the state, province, water board, and municipalities. Elections for the House of Representatives are held at least once every 4 years. Okay, how elections are conducted? One is eligibility. All Netherlands citizens who are 18 years of age or older and not disqualified have the right to vote. Two is registration. Voters in the Netherlands do not need to register. Instead, they receive an invitation to vote at their address. Three is voting. On election day, voters can cast their vote at any polling station within their municipality between 7:30 a.m. and 9 p.m., voters inform which party they want to get a seat in parliament by casting their vote for the candidate on the candidate list. 4 is postal voting. Netherlands citizens living abroad can vote by registering in advance and using postal voting. The 5 is voting counting. After the polling station close, the votes are counted and the Central Election Office in The Hague collect all the local voting results. Unique feature of the electoral system in the Netherlands. 1. Proportional representation. The Netherlands use an open party list system of proportional representation. The country is treated as one electoral district, making the Netherlands voting system one of the most proportional in the world, according to some political scientists. 2. No electoral threshold. There is no legal threshold for gaining representation, as seats are distributed at the national level according to natural electoral quotas. 3. Preferential voting. Voters can choose any candidate on the list, and this choice is also considered a vote for the list of preferred candidates. Candidates who receive preference votes totaling at least 25% of the electoral quota are automatically elected, regardless of their position on the list. 4. Open system. The Netherlands electoral system is accessible to citizens and political parties with few barriers to participation. 5. Coalition government. No party wins more than 50% of the vote in Netherlands elections, so the government usually consists of several parties forming a coalition. Next is political participation, human rights, and civil liberties in the Netherlands. In political participation, have a formal participation and informal participation. Informal participation is voting, joining a political party, and petition and referendums. In informal participation is deliberative citizen participation, government initiated participation, and citizen assemblies. Human rights and civil liberties in the Netherlands. Human rights in the Netherlands, the Constitution guarantees freedom of religion, expression, association, assembly, and privacy. International recognition. The Netherlands recognized the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the International Human Rights Treaties. Human rights challenge, ethnic profiling, mistreatment of refugees, and privacy pressure are concerned. Key decision. February 2024, The Hague Court of Appeal banned ethnic profiling by border police. The next is challenge of democracy in the Netherlands. 1 is balancing human rights and security, ensuring that counter-terrorism measures and border controls do not disproportionately infringe on human rights and civil liberties is a constant challenge. 2 is discrimination. Despite legal protection, discrimination based on ethnicity, religions, and other grounds remain a concern. Addressing systemic discrimination and promoting equal treatment is an ongoing challenge. 3 is freedom of expression. There are still some laws that conflict with freedom of speech. Significant human rights issues include credible reports of serious restriction on freedom of expression and media freedom, including violence or threat of violence against journalists, censorship, and the existence of criminal defamation laws to prosecute journalists. 4 is integration of migrants and refugees. Integrating migrants and refugees into society while upholding their rights and addressing social tension is an ongoing challenge.